So our webinar today is entitled Profitable Sustainability, Deriving Value from Your Supply Chain. And facilitating our webinar today will be Chris Peart. Now, Chris is a sustainable solutions specialist here at Intelex. He's helped dozens of companies streamline their supply chains. Today, Chris will be talking to us about how to develop a sustainable supply chain program that will link sustainability and profitability to meet your environmental and financial goals. So on that note, I'm going to hand it over to Chris and we can get started.
Thanks, JP. Listen, it's great to obviously be able to present on this topic, profitable sustainability. It's interesting to me. I mean, over the past 3 years now, I really have seen a lot of different takes on sustainability from multiple companies in multiple industries, be it pulp and paper, food and beverage, general manufacturing, and so on. And it seems as if a lot of companies feel that there is a goodwill aspect to it, though they struggle with the definition of how to actually make it profitable. And that's what we hope to go over here for the next 20 minutes or so. So with that being said, let's kind of start this off. And I hate to start this off on a bad note, but there are some negative connotations with not tracking sustainability right now. There's lots of different examples out there in the world, be it working conditions, factories and third world companies making clothing, environmental disasters, irresponsible harvesting of crops, destroying ecological preserves. These are all things that at the end of the day may be able to save a buck or two. However, it does get tied back to your brand. And I think we've seen quite lately with some of the disasters with clothing companies worldwide that, even though it's not their factory and their employees, the consumer does tie that back to that brand, and there is a bit of a brand backlash. So that's what we'll try and go through. And one of the ways to really be able to avoid that is to follow the triple bottom line, or the triple P. And that's the theme of today's presentation, okay? People, the planet, and profit, right? Those three things are going to make up key parts of today's message, right? With people, you need to manage your stakeholders to improve performance, whether that be through educating them or giving them the proper resources to do what they need to do at the end of the day. From a planet's point of view, you need to be able to operate effectively your own organization to really manage your own ecological footprint. And then for profit, right? You're going to be able to gain a cult-like following with your customers if you have the ability to stay sustainable and stay green, which is a term that's thrown around quite a bit. So those are the three key points: the triple bottom line, triple P: people, planet, profit. So I want to go into each one individually, right? First of all, people, right? This is your employees. These are your suppliers worldwide. And then one that kind of gets left a wayside is these NGOs, these watchdogs, these consumer groups who kind of operate independently but could affect your organization and how you're doing business, right? So these are three key parts of the people aspect of the triple P. So your people, right? These are your employees. These are your foot soldiers at the end of the day, the people that you pay directly to work in your plant, be it part of a union or not. They come to work every day looking for a safe work environment, right? These are people that are simply trying to come in, make an honest living. They want to clearly understand their role. They want to be able to receive appropriate training to do the jobs that you've assigned them to do. And as a company, you're looking to obviously avoid injury and avoid lost time accidents. And this is probably the most number one requested area for improvement of all companies I deal with. They're looking for ways to stay compliant, but also increase their profit by reducing the number of days that their employees are being affected by injury. If you have happy, productive, well-trained people in your workforce, and you can prove that, not only will you have a more productive workforce, but you'll have an easier time gaining employees and more people to be able to produce out the products and services that you're selling at the end of the day. Another key part are your NGOs and your watchdogs. These are the people who operate independently of governments, people who are concerned citizens, people who really are trying to make a difference in the world. And it's unfortunate, but a lot of companies these days treat them as adversaries, unfortunately. These are people who are not to be trusted, because more often than not, you see people like Greenpeace, unfortunately, bringing bad publicity and bad attention to your brand. But they're kind of a double-edged sword here. And what I've tended to see to be the most positive way to work with these folks and to gain credibility with them as well is to ask for their advice, right? Include them in decision making and be open and honest. If they have the ability to come in and understand your decision making process, how you're getting to the points that you get to with the actions that come from it, they're more likely to actually give you better publicity, to be able to really work with you and hope that, they certify your products and services as a green product and service. This is what we see with FSC and Rainforest Alliance right now, is a lot of companies are working with them in order to have their logo on their products, because they're going to be able to charge a price premium for them, because they are going to get a little differentiator competitively. So treat these NGOs and these watchdogs as alliances in the future.